Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about the narcissist injury, the injured narcissist. Now when it comes to an injury, it's usually a physical trauma to the body caused by an external force. However, we can suffer from emotional injuries, from psychological injuries, due to things triggering past pains, things causing emotional pain within us. And it's just as painful as a physical trauma to the body. A trauma to the emotions is just as painful because it opens up those same pain pathways within the brain. Now, a narcissistic injury is often where they will react in a disproportionate manner to the situation at hand. However, those who have been around a narcissist can also react seemingly disproportionately to the situation at hand. The difference lies in how the trauma has been triggered within the person. Life is painful. We all go through things. Life is stressful. We all go through things and we all react in different ways and different manners. Genuine people usually take it out on themselves, blame themselves, question themselves, doubt themselves. Narcissistic people usually take it out on other people, blame other people, doubt other people, mistrust other people, shame other people. Which, when you've been around a narcissist and come away from a narcissist, you can then start feeling a little narcissistic as you're beginning to distrust in others, and as you're learning that not everything is your fault, you can think, well, isn't me blaming them narcissistic? When no, as long as you take responsibility for your own behaviour, it's good to pass responsibility back to other people for theirs. A narcissist has usually had some form of trauma, not always, and they react in a negative manner to a psychological injury, to a emotional injury. They feel anger, they feel resentment, normal emotions that we can all feel, and they seek to punish the other person for things that the other person hasn't even done. They seek to punish the other person for their own inadequacies, for the narcissist's own inadequacies, for the narcissist's own mistakes, for the narcissist's own failings. They seek to punish other people. Genuine people usually try to raise people up, build people's confidence, help each other out. When a person around a narcissist reacts, it's usually because they've been baited into reacting. They've been provoked into reacting. They've had that many mind games played with them. They're under that much stress and that much sleep deprivation that they explode out of character. And as we know that we are all capable of acting out of character, when a narcissistic person acts out of character and rages out at us, we usually question what we've done to offend them rather than recognising it's who they are. And just as, yes, some people can be offended and can rage, other people, it's their own internal dialogue. It's nothing you did. When it comes to a narcissist reacting in a negative manner to some form of psychological, emotional injury, you'll often find the more you try to help them, the worse their behaviour will get. Human instinct in one sense. However, when you try to help somebody who is having an emotional reaction, they're looking for that validation, they're looking for that communication, they're looking for that help and support, they're looking to try and work out what on earth is going on. And then they usually apologise for their outburst, feel bad for their outburst, recognise their behaviour. A narcissist will only apologise by shifting the blame. Well, if you hadn't, then I wouldn't. They don't take responsibility for their behaviour. They're very quick to blame others. And in life, it is easy to blame other people than deal with our own pain. However, It's not really going to get you anywhere. With a narcissistic person, that method works for them. They don't see that technically it works against them. You'll also notice when a narcissistic person rages out at you, when they suffer a narcissistic injury and rage out at you, once they've got a reaction from you, all of a sudden they're all smug. They're pleased with themselves. They're all, what's wrong with you? Are you having a bad day? And you're, hang on a minute, this all started and it makes no sense. A genuine person usually feels concern. If they act out in a manner that's not true to themselves and offend another person, they usually show concern. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to this. What can I do to make it up to you? Some narcissists are a little trickier and will go down that route to confuse you all the more. So a narcissistic injury is usually triggered by real or perceived criticism, and this can be criticism in a manner of concern, in a manner of helpfulness that they don't appreciate. It can just be you saying no to them, setting a boundary that they don't appreciate because they feel entitled to have their own way. It can be when you're trying to hold them accountable for their behaviour. Nobody throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist being shown facts and evidence of something they definitely did do because they don't want to take responsibility for it. They want to blame and shame you. They want to intimidate you. They want to get away with it. You can just try and talk to them. It might be about financial issues. They might be doing something you know nothing about, so they don't want to discuss financial issues. Just going to have that two-way conversation. We can all have awkward conversations that we don't particularly want. We can all have to confront things that we don't particularly feel at ease to confront. However, a narcissist is looking to avoid any of that at all costs and just pass the responsibility over to somebody else. It can be indifference, just not interested. They might have done something to somebody and be gloating about it, and you're not interested because you think it's wrong and they're going to take this as a personal attack on them. It can be a difference of opinion. Most genuine people can have two different opinions, and even if they don't agree, can look to see it from each other's perspective because they don't want to hurt another person. A narcissistic person believes that you should agree with them or you're wrong. It might just be down to the fact that they're not getting the attention they believe they're entitled to, such as somebody else's special occasion. So they're going to seek to ruin that for the other person. When a narcissist suffers a narcissistic injury, this usually triggers them into reacting towards you in a manner where they seek to punish you. And that's the difference. When a narcissist suffers a narcissistic injury, a psychological, emotional injury, they seek to punish another person, either physically, sexually, financially, spiritually, emotionally, or mentally. Whereas when other people who are not on the spectrum of the disorder, when they suffer some sort of emotional injury, they tend to turn inwards and question and doubt themselves. Narcissistic people question and doubt others and seek to punish others. Genuine people question and doubt and tend to punish themselves, tend to be harsh on themselves, which is not always the best approach. However, taking responsibility and learning for ourselves is. When a narcissist has suffered a narcissistic injury, they want to regain control of the situation. They want to feel superior. And one way for them to feel superior is to make you feel inferior to them. A narcissist can do this in overt, more obvious, more outrageous, more loud, more brash ways, by intimidating you, by standing over you, by blocking doorways, by physically harming you, intimidating you, invalidating you, shaming you, blaming you, humiliating you, lying, denying, gaslighting, projecting out onto you. And some of those do cross over to the covert ways. A covert way is more hidden, so you don't get that physical force from them. It's more they start sulking, so you wonder what you've done and start trying to make it up to them. Either way, overt, covert, a narcissist is going to blame you. The covert way is more those silent treatments, procrastination, sulking, stubbornness, forgetfulness, neglectful, those passive aggressive ways of taking it out on you, seeking revenge on you, the more vulnerable, so you feel sorry for them. Either way, a narcissist is going to blame you, a narcissist is going to gaslight you, a narcissist is going to get you to question yourself so they don't have to take responsibility for their feelings, they don't have to take responsibility for their behaviour because they've passed this all over to you. When it comes to a narcissist, one of the main things is to not take their behaviour personally. We often take it personally, we often show compassion for them, we often feel concern for them, and we often try to help them. Whereas when they've suffered a narcissistic injury, they're in survival mode. And usually a narcissist survival mode is fight. And usually that means they're going to fight back and hurt you in some way. So we have to not take it personally and try to distance ourselves from them, stay safe around them. You have to be careful around those who lack empathy. You have to be careful around narcissistic people because they are going to make you a victim of their insecurities. We all have insecurities. However, narcissistic people don't want to deal with these. They want to make you the victim of their insecurities so that they don't feel them within themselves. They can just blame other people. And short term, that might help them. Long term, it doesn't, because they never work through things. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, one of the best methods to deal with them is don't. And another one is don't outsmart the narc, which I will link the playlist for rules to deal with narcissistic people into the description underneath this video to give you more information on those and how to handle yourself around narcissistic people. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, then please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.